Welcome to Also Consider This, the podcast where we value nuance, perspective, and knowledge so that we can all be.
Also clever thinkers.
I am the second most famous Alastair on the podcasting scene.
And my name is Guo Feng.
So, what are you looking forward to in general for this year? Like, not the introspective stuff, okay? Let's go a bit lighter.
26. So 26, you think about it, it's another World Cup year. And then, so I think I'm looking forward to
more tournament football.
Yeah.
This World Cup is very weird.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like everybody is qualified for the World Cup.
The difference for this year is that because this World Cup is the first World Cup with the expanded format.
You mean bigly is bigger, more bigly.
Because for the USA, it's bigly.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of the usual 32 teams, we are doing a 48-team World Cup. So previously, the 32-team World Cup was 60 plus matches?
Something like that.
Something like that, right? So now it's expanded to 104 matches for that whole. So this whole thing, they're squeezing it in 6 weeks instead of the usual 4.
So it's even more bigly.
Yeah.
Because in 1998, they expanded to a 32
team.
In
From
France,
the 24, then 32. So we had a 32-team World Cup for 20 odd years.
Yep.
Then now it expanded again to 48 teams. So I think part of the reason is political because Infantino, the FIFA president, basically said that we it's a world's game, so everybody needs to take part. So let's have more representation for the growing confederations without compromising the European and the South American representation. So the only way to appease the growing regions is that we give you more spots, but then we cannot dilute the European and the South American.
Sounds like they're just trying to find a way to get New Zealand into the World Cup again.
Yeah, kind of.
And also more African nations.
But I think that's another. It's a story for another time. I think
it's another topic. Another subset of a topic.
Subset of a topic lah. But I think the idea that I think from just now, judging from what I hear from you is that it seems as though it's there's too much football for you lah.
I mean, football, it's there's a lot more. Okay, let's just talk about club football, right?
Yeah.
Club football, there's the usual stuff. There's the Champions League.
Then there's your domestic leagues.
There's the usual Premier League. So there's the League Cup, the Premier League, the FA Cup, right? And then of course that's just for English football alone.
Yeah.
So if you also watch La Liga, that's another thing to watch, and the
Serie A.
And then of course, if you care about Singaporean football, then on the SPL is part of it, Singapore Cup is part of it.
Yeah.
And then it seems like there's a lot of football to watch, and I don't know. And it's okay, a game is 2 hours long if you include half time and stoppage time. I don't think I have enough attention span for all that, man. And recently there was also recently Moresca got sacked, right?
Yeah.
Moresca got sacked. He also was the world champion.
Yeah, he is a world champion.
No, the club world champion.
So the Club World Cup just got expanded last year.
Yeah, to a full tournament as well.
To a full 32-team tournament from the usual 17 tournament. And then the thing is that you thought that, they relaunched this as a 32-team means they're not the old format. No, the old format got retained as a yearly tournament. So it's
You mean there's also a Club World Cup for...
They rebranded it as the FIFA Intercontinental Cup, which is every year the Champions League winner will play the...
Wait, I thought the Intercontinental Cup was for a mini World Cup tester just to test out the venue.
No, that was the Confederations Cup. That one was defunct.
Okay.
So then
that's the Nations League or something like that.
Then you talk about international football. Yeah, the Nations League was started by UEFA. Then when UEFA had such a big success because all the established nations feels that instead of playing useless friendlies, let's play a competition lah. Then when it was such a success in UEFA, then the CONCACAF wants it. The African Federation also wants it. So it's
and then the Asians also want it because oil
right
money.
Now it's in the preliminary talks in Asia as well. Everybody kind of wants to copy the Nations League because it's also the idea that you can negotiate as a collective TV rights thing. Then all the confederations can can kind of benefit from that. So it's like that also it's also part of that. And then just the past 2-3 weeks ago, so I think 2 weeks ago AFCON started, right? That's why all the Premier League players like those that have like African players all had to
depends
go
on who you're asking lah. So like for some reason Wisa was like too injured to go lah.
Yeah. So it's like
good news for me lah.
But even before AFCON happened, which it flew under the radar because it's considered a minor tournament, it's outside of the FIFA window. Then there was the FIFA.
It's only minor because it's outside the window, not because it's a minor not a smaller trophy.
Correct.
It's on the same level as the Euros and the same level as it's kind of because
no, I'm not talking about the AFCON actually. I'm talking about there was a competition before AFCON happened.
Oh gosh, what is that?
So the FIFA Arab Cup happened. So it's like basically for the Arab world, like Morocco was in it. It was like an 8-team tournament. Then it's like for that region.
Arab League type thing, is it?
Yeah.
So basically, it's like like the Persian states, like Iraq and Morocco and Egypt. So it's basically both Asian and African teams
correct.
in that
so
sphere.
That whole region, right? The Arab, the Middle East region, like that kind. Then they played a tournament. It flew under radar because Morocco won it. They used it as like a warm-up for the AFCON. But then because they couldn't call up their full squad, so it's only most of the players from their domestic league, but they still managed to win it. So so it's like all these subcontinental federations are coming up with competitions. Also, like part of it, if you talk about local football, Suzuki Cup is part of this like subcontinental because it's not a continental competition.
Yep.
So it's like it's outside the FIFA window lah. So it's like you see all these things are start to like pack up the whole window. And even the club football is also like everybody is stacking on. Just now we talked about it, right? The Club World Cup got expanded. Then they retain the old format as a yearly competition still. It was under the radar. PSG went to Qatar, won a match, and they won a cup, basically. It seems as though like fans, even I myself find it hard. Like just now by rattling off, you also like, there's all these competitions that...
The only person that so far that I feel that will truly benefit, right, in terms of the playing side, right, the only person that can benefit is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Because he can got more chance to hit 1,000 goals.
Yeah, it's like how LeBron James has the all-time scoring record for the NBA. That's because he's played more games. There are more games in the season for him than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. Of course, Michael Jordan is still the GOAT because that's a personal thing. It's like he was the hero in my time. So different thing. But yeah, the thing is that like when you say too much, I kind of find it's hard to follow. I primarily prefer to watch club football because like of all the clubs of all the things that I watch, I think club football, Newcastle United to me is not just like another team on TV. It's representative of a community that I used to live together with. It is important for me to follow their matches. And even then, right, we play in 3 tournaments: the FA Cup, the League Cup, and the Champions League.
Yep.
And also the Premier League, obviously. And to be honest, right, even then, I find that there's too much to follow. Like, I mean, yes, it's nice to be able, if I live there, and trust me,
a festive kind of
it's always a good,
yeah.
it's always an occasion.
Yeah.
Right? You kind of live to wait for the next match, especially the next home game. But I find that following 4 AM matches every other day is getting a bit tiresome. And I used to joke and say that, it's fantastic to support a club not in the Champions League because you get to sleep on the weekday, right? But now the window is so cluttered, right? To the point that there's so many matches that I've missed because they are 4 AM kickoffs.
Yeah, because they struggle to pack everything into a window.
So most, like even there are multiple league games these days that start at like 7 PM or 8 PM UK time, which ends up being like 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock in Singapore.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to follow. And then, of course, if you choose to follow multiple teams, then that makes it more difficult for you as well. So if you want to watch, like, say, England matches, then there's another bunch of matches to follow. And of course, there's another set of channels that you got to subscribe to and try and find sources to watch the matches. And then to compete with that, if you want to say you want to do the patriotic duty and watch the Lions, right? There's also another bunch of matches to watch.
Yeah.
Of course, Lions is also another one that I am honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to watching more this year because there is a build-up to
The Asian Cup.
The Asian Cup. Yeah, the Asian Cup is, to me, it's like, okay, it's time to see how this team will grow.
And how we are like leading up. How is it going to shape the selection going forward to 27?
And I don't expect us to be like, constantly winning all those matches. It appears that the FAS, if they are going in the direction that I think they're going, then they'll probably pick opponents that are of a challenge.
So that it prepares us better.
Yeah, but not to the point where you're playing Brazil every other week kind of thing. There's not much to learn if you're playing Brazil again,
Yeah.
But it just feels that it's actually quite hard to follow because one, the channels, there are just way too many channels.
And there's way too many leagues, competitions to...
Yeah, I would say that the challenge is more of finding the right channels to watch when I want to watch. Because you see, every single tournament is a cash grab.
Yes.
No matter how you say, it's FIFA. Every tournament is going to be a cash grab. So the reason why the World Cup expanded, cash grab. So you're going to pay a certain set of monies to legally watch the World Cup.
It was like $98 as an early bird last time round.
And the most disgusting thing is FIFA know that we can pay, therefore they charge us an arm and a leg for it.
Yeah.
And the reason they know why we can pay is because our broadcasters used to bid stupid money for it.
Because they think that
people are willing to pay for it. And it basically spoiled the whole market. And from now on, it's like forever we're going to pay stupid money to watch the World Cup. And because they will always peg an inflation to the old fee, right? If last year is going to be $100 a house, they're going to charge it $120. Then 4 years later, they're going to charge $130, $140. They just try and push that number.
And like this year is 100 games. Yeah, if you're going to pay $114, you get your money's worth. Of course, it's like 100 matches.
Yeah, and then they were just going to push the number to $150 just to watch football. And like, frankly speaking, I don't think it's really worth that money.
Because the quality of the games might have gone down in some sense.
For a start, it's going to be in the US, right? So means that your matches are going to be 7 a.m.
Like
for 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Right? Like Copa America time, right? It's like watching the NBA. It's like at best you're going to watch it at 8 a.m. in the morning. Like when you're going to work, you watch it on your phone. And then you secretly put your phone in the corner of the desk when you're at the office, right?
Then there's no spectacle in terms of at least last time when it was European time or closer to Singapore time was at least you can go out at night and watch and there's a communal element to it. Everybody go McDonald's watch. This year I don't think there's gonna be much people who are going to
I think you might struggle to find people who watch the match that you watch early in the morning. Yeah, because it's just so hard to watch and you're going to pay for it. And I don't know. I find that watching football is...
seems like homework nowadays.
Yeah, it feels like it. Because life gets in the way also, right?
Yeah.
And what are you going to prioritize? Are you going to prioritize your family and kids or are you going to prioritize football? As much as as much as you love your football club, right? And you want to pollute the streets if you never walk alone, right? On your car, right? I'm sorry, I don't think you have that much time to watch more football also.
Yeah, because I think the argument has always gone the past, I think, maybe a decade even, where we have said that player fatigue is real. Then players' mental health has started to... we started hearing advocates for player mental health to say that there's no break because athletes are not just you're not just going there to play a game. You need to be in tip-top mental state also, and their mental states are suffering because the season has eating up into late June nowadays. sometimes even not say late June, late May, early June.
Yeah.
If it's like a World Cup year, it extends all the way to like July. Then they have a 2-week or 3-week break before the new season starts.
I mean, Chelsea is paying for the price for it now.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like Chelsea is performing at a level that they can perform currently.
Because their preseason,
They had no preseason.
They had no preseason. The end of last season was the start of the preseason where they went for the Club World Cup in the US. And then they basically decided to say, let's go for it. They went for it. They won the cup. But they are paying the price right now.
They had no off season.
Yeah.
They had no, because it's I think it's something to do in sports science that like an extended break is always necessary. Like peak performance cannot be peak performance forever in a year.
Yeah.
It's like there's always a peak and trough in terms of performance.
Correct. And like we talk about player fatigue, right? But I feel also as a spectator, there's some form of spectator fatigue also. Yeah, we might not have watched or paid attention to the Club World Cup, but it still feels as though that there's so much information bombarded at you as a fan.
But do you feel that watching football or being fatigued watching football is also because your attention span generally is shorter these days? Like how often do you actually sit there with nothing, no phone, no tablet, no laptop, and just only sit there and watch the game? When was the last time you did that?
Oh.
And to add to the challenge, right? When was the last time you did that, right? For a team that is not yours, that you have no interest in. When was the last time, right, you watched a Brentford versus Crystal Palace, right? These two teams that you have no personal interest in, right? But just for the love of the game, you watch that.
I remember the last time I still bothered to stay up late, or I bothered to wake up like mid-2000s or the early 2000s to mid-2000s, where even if like Man United is not playing the Champions League final, I would wake up to watch the Champions League final for like seasons, like every season as a...
Yes, and then you regret it because it was AC Milan versus Juventus and it was a snooze fest.
Yeah, it was a snooze fest.
So you
then
might as well go back to sleep.
We kind of suffered the next day in school. We were like, oh, it's a new. Then it's like, since you really stayed up for the extra time, I just stayed up for the penalty shootout. Then you stay up for the penalty shootout. The whole point is to see the trophy presentation. Okay, then trophy presentation really like, aye. But nowadays, I would say that I'm more selective in watching the games. A game or two sides or two managers that I really would like to see. I'm more selective. It seems as though like football nowadays is so choreographed. Yes, I think that's the word. Like because tactically, like a lot of these automatons or whatever they call it, right? It's like all the tactics is pre-drilled on the training pitch. And then a lot of these things is like standardized throughout, right? And sports science is like make it so possible to chart all these things. Sometimes football can be boring and then it sucks away your attention span because it's like, yeah, it's the same old, like once they get the ball, they're going to charge down this lane. They're going to exploit this. There's less and less of like spark.
But then again, I think in any sport, it is natural to have slow moments in the match. Sort of edgy moments in the game. Like it's just technically, if you are watching for edit in the technical sense, it's very intriguing. You see all the formations, you see the 1-on-1s, 2-on-1s, the overloading on this side and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like purely as a spectator, it is very dry.
Yes, in some sense.
And that becomes like, that's the time when you start to be tempted to pick up your phone, start to go on Twitter, or, you know, like start scrolling.
Last night during the Premier League match, I was like, I spent more time talking to my friends about the match than watching the match itself.
Yeah.
I was chatting with like the friends while watching the match.
Yes, exactly. And that's why, if you ask me, if I were to live there, I would happily pay for the season ticket to go to sing songs because
it's a social event.
Yeah, it's like a big social community thing. And like, if the match sucks, right, you just take the piss out of the visiting fans and stuff like that. But, and even then, right, at the ground, right, even if I'm not looking down at my phone, right, I'm distracted by like happenings in the stands. As much as we say there's too much football, in some way, I feel that football probably needs to change also.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Is it more Americanized like the NFL, like action, 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 break, 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 break?
No, I think I don't know. I really have no good answer for it. It's like sometimes people say should it be two times 40-minute halves of like where the clock stops like rugby. Maybe that's one way to do it. Look at it. Maybe the nature of VAR has where the reviews have slowed the game down to the point where it's like it's a bit dry. You got moments where you sit around and wait, things like that. It is the world around football has changed more than what change has happened in football. We have so many other entertainment options that football on TV is not necessarily something that you actually want to pay with your attention to watch, even if it was free. Even if it was inexpensive, even if it was even free, I may not. Why would I want to wake up at 6 a.m. to watch football, even if it's the World Cup? To watch, like, say, I don't know, like Iran,
Algeria versus like somebody else, like
Algeria versus Iran, or something like that. Like, why would I want to wake up at 6, 7 in the morning just to watch that?
Yeah.
Why would I want to watch like Canada versus like Chile or something like that? I don't know whether I would want to like pay with my effort or my attention to watch that. If it was like at our time zone, if let's say it was like Japan, Korea time, would I watch that also? I think I might, but like it'll be something in the background and I may not actually give my attention to watch it. So
it's like, I think the ultimate litmus test I feel is that will you take leave to watch a football match? Are you willing to pay that, like, with your personal time? Let's say, for example, it's a World Cup year, right? There's a match on TV that you really want to watch. Would you just take leave, watch, or you just like, I'm just gonna wait for the match to end? I will either watch it as a delayed or I'll just watch the highlights after that.
You may increase the number of football matches, but you cannot increase the stakes of a football tournament.
Yeah, it's still a World Cup. It's still one trophy.
Yes. So, like, you may increase the number of matches for the World Cup, but the stakes only really matter in the final. Or in the semi-final. Like, I can
knockout football.
Yes, I can put more matches in, right? But the stakes only level up only at that level. You can't have more semi-finals.
Yeah.
You can have 2 semi-finals. When will I take leave to watch a certain match? Or when will I regret not going to watch a certain match or trying to like even fly there to find a way to watch the match? Right? If it's your first trophy in 70 years and you're not there, you will regret it. But playing more matches doesn't mean that I will have that regret more often.
Yeah, because it's still a trophy is still a trophy.
Yeah, the stakes don't go higher.
Yeah.
There's other things to watch. There's other things to follow. In fact, I don't know. Maybe we can start a football podcast called the Plastic Fans Podcast because we are effectively plastic fans.
We are not as hardcore as what we used to be, I guess.
I mean, you wouldn't torture someone with a big Man United logo behind your back, or on the window of your car.
I don't have a car, so I can't.
Even if you did, you wouldn't.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
What's the final thought on this? Like, having too much football to watch.
Like we said, one semi-final is still one semi-final. One World Cup is still one World Cup. I feel that's why they're trying to artificially inflate, like giving there's more stakes involved because they try to expand tournaments. Like the Club World Cup becomes like a 32-team thing. Most teams kind of see through that. But the reality is that because they pump so much money into it, right? Money talks lah. Once they put like, I don't know, 25 million prize money for the final, then all the clubs is like, whoa. Then we saw like what they especially bought certain players. They got Trent Alexander-Arnold just in time to register for the Club World Cup to feature him. So it's like money talks. So we can't stop like the federations and the confederations from like expanding stuff. But yes, there's too much football, but at the same time, as fans, we can be more selective of like certain things that we watch lah. As much as we say that, yeah, as a diehard fan, you want to be there for every single thing.
Like watch all 128 matches or whatever.
Yeah, 118 if you're
Yeah.
Premier League season, right? Like each, like I'm not that crazy. And like what you said, there's a lot of other stuff outside of football. As much as I love football and I like the tactical and
the story and the drama
behind it, sometimes, yes, there is too much football, but at the same time, it's also, as a fan, we can choose certain things that catches our attention lah.
I think one final thought to consider before we go is this idea of you have to be in it to win it. There have been various tournaments where big teams have missed out. So like there were certain World Cups where the Dutch were not there.
Yep. The Italians are not might miss out this year.
Yeah. There are tournaments where Steve McLaren's England didn't make to the Euros.
The Brawley man.
Yeah, right. And all that. And in a way, yes, you gotta be in it to win it. And if you gotta play a few more matches in the main show to have a shot at the trophy, I don't think, actually in some ways, I don't think the big nations actually are too bothered by it.
Right now, it's like one more match.
Yes. And you probably play fewer qualification matches. You play more in the big tournament. I think you got to be in it to win it lah.
Yeah.
And like
it kind of benefits the smaller nations because they have a shot.
Yes. And you got a shot to be in it also.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Part of the reason why Singapore qualified for Asian Cup is because they expanded the Asian Cup also.
Yeah.
Perhaps, okay, maybe the conclusion for me is, be selective of what you watch. I may not watch every single match.
But when the semi-finals comes about,
it's still the same.
It's still gonna be.
We say so much, we're still gonna watch it. Like the World Cup final, are you still gonna take leave to watch it? Yes.
Most probably.
Are you still gonna stay up to watch it? Yes. AFF Cup type composition, and Singapore's in it to win it. Are you gonna watch it?
Of course.
It's just another trophy, right? Yeah, you're just gonna watch it. Yeah.
Today I learned. So what's one thing that you have learned today?
Have you heard of these like Class 2B motorbikes, right?
Scooter
motorbikes.
Okay.
And the common term you may have heard is called the Kapchai. Very, very commonly used as commuter bikes, or they use it for like the newspaper round and things like that.
Yeah. And they make like a very characteristic
Yeah. The kind of small CC kind of. They're most colloquially called Kapchais in Singapore and Malaysia. The reason why it's called a Kapchai is because the origins of this term came from Malaysia. It's an amalgamation of two words. The first word is the Honda Cup. So the CUB.
B, okay.
So the Honda Cup, right, was this motor scooter that sort of gave Malaysia its legs and its freedom to travel around. Because it's a very inexpensive.
So it allowed the working class man to...
Yeah, it allowed villagers to like travel around in motorized transport. It's something that is very ubiquitous. Of course, when you have vehicles like that, you tend to create subcultures. You have like the Beetle, as much as but there's like the Beetle has a subculture, the Combi Van has a subculture, the Mini has a subculture of its own.
Yep.
Right? And then in Japan, certain car models have their own subcultures.
The Suzuki Cappuccino, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, so like small Suzukis and stuff like that. This sort of inexpensive modes of transport have this endearment to the population, working class heroes, so to speak. So Honda Cup is the first word. The second word is the word Zai. Zai is like the boy Kia. The
small version
No, the person.
Zai. Okay.
Yeah. So the Kapchai is the Honda Kia. So basically, you added the word Honda Cup with the word Zai, becomes Kapchai.
That's how the name
Kapchai came about as a proper noun to describe the like small motorbike. And of course, when it comes to that point, like it's like using certain words no longer mean the brand is no longer just for that particular brand. So like a biro is like for all ballpoint pens are called biros.
Like all tissue paper is Kleenexes.
Yes, and all like vacuum cleaners are called Hoovers.
Hoovers, yeah.
Yeah, it's the term has sort of detached into this class of vehicle, and it's called a Kapchai. Even if it's called a Yamaha, even if it's a Yamaha,
It's also a Kapchai.
Yeah, if you can call it a Kapchai, you call it a Kapchai.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the origins of the word Kapchai.
What I've learned is that why do some people pronounce the capital of Hungary, Budapest, with a hard H?
Hard edge. There's no edge.
If you remember, one of the callbacks to the MCU was that, the clean button, Hawkeye and Black Widow always talked about, the time in Budapest. Why do some people pronounce like Budapest as that pronunciation Budapest? Is because
you better make sure your facts are right on this one, because I have a Hungarian friend and he's coming back to Singapore soon. So you better be sure.
From what I know, okay, because I was curious about that, because through the Christmas break, I was watching some travel shows, and then they were traveling around European cities. Then like I think one of the presenters pronounced it with the hard H. So then he said that
hard H.
H. Okay, Singapore H hard H. So most people pronounce Budapest, and they are not actually adding the English H to it. They're actually copying the Hungarian pronunciation.
Mm-hmm.
So in Hungarian spelling, the S is a sh sound.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a SH. Phonetically, it's SH. So the SZ is the S sound.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why
Chesney.
I think more accurately is Szoboszlai, the Liverpool player, right?
Okay.
So that's why the Hungarian name Budapest is pronounced as Budapest. There's actually no real H in it. It's just the Hungarian S sound, which English speakers usually hear as SH. Then therefore it's pronounced if you...
So the spelling is correct.
Yes.
In English is correct. It's just that the English phonetic alphabet doesn't follow the Hungarian
pronunciation. That's why, like, if you go there and then you come back from that place, you kind of hear how the locals pronounce it. Then you try to imitate their pronunciation. Therefore, it's like that.
The locals call it Budapest. So you call it Budapest.
In some sense, I don't know what's the exact pronunciation. I think if your Hungarian friend is back in Singapore, you can check with him.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be an interesting fact checked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, something I can tell you for a fact that's related to this is, how do you tell someone who in the city of Newcastle upon Tyne, how do you tell if the person is local or out of town? The person who's out of town will call it as what you hear in most...
Newcastle?
Yeah, they'll call it Newcastle. Okay, like any other English received pronunciation, you call it Newcastle. A local will say in a way that's like calling it like New York. So it's Newcastle. Instead of Newcastle, it's Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Like New York.
Okay.
Yeah. So the locals, the Geordies will call it Newcastle. And then someone who was from out of town will call it Newcastle. Yes. Yeah. So that's something similar to like Budapest. Yeah. Like the locals will call it Budapest. And if you're a foreigner, like Englishman, you probably call it Budapest.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to us. Please do us a favor. The favor of this week is please press the subscribe button.
If you can share it with someone who might be as interested in all these nuanced perspective as us,
yes, please share. And then of course, if you can't share, just please please press the subscribe button. Just click. Yeah. All right. So thanks very much, and we'll see you next week.